Hi, this is Kim.
This is Andy.
We're going to read from the Urantia book, sure.
But first, 365 Days of Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. Today we're hearing from Kuyatle, otherwise known as Geronimo. He said, "There is one God looking down on us all. We are all children of one God. God is listening to me. The sun, the darkness, the winds are all listening to what we now say."
Wow.
He was an Apache medicine man and war chief from 1829 to 1909.
Yep.
And on this date in Native American history, March 7th, 1934, Douglas Joseph Cardinal Blackfoot was born in Alberta, Canada. He is well known as a celebrated architect and was commissioned in 1983 to design the Canadian Museum of Civilization building,
Right.
a project worth over $90 million. In 1985, he was the chief architect of the National Museum of the American Indians project. Douglas Joseph Cardinal.
And he's still with us. He is. I looked at some of his architecture, some really beautiful stuff. Of course, he he is 87 years old right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this today's Dada Shane?
That was yesterday's.
Pictures.
Okay, so we're going to show you the Tao Te Ching here. The translation by Ralph Allen Dale. Picture is pumpkins. Okay. Chapter 35.
I'll let you read that one.
The consummate food and the ultimate music. When you merge with the universe, the whole world is attracted to you, discovering through you its own security, peace, and good health. So the whole world comes to you because you're there to nourish it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Passing guests may stop by, at first attracted to your savory food and inspirational music, but they might leave more deeply enriched than they could have anticipated, because the silent song of Tao is the ultimate music, and the infinite delicacy of Tao is the consummate nourishment. So we have to think of ourselves as providing this to these hungry people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who come and go from us, and we can't control them. We just let them come and go,
Mm-hmm.
and give them some peace and nourishment.
Identifying with the whole world.
Whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and we do that in the Urantia book by
Mm-hmm.
reading paper 39 today.
Paper 39, we're starting the Seraphic Hosts. We're just going to read the introduction to you. Okay, so, wow. Okay. As far as we are cognizant, the infinite spirit, as personalized on the local universe headquarters, intends to produce uniformly perfect seraphim. But for some unknown reason, these seraphic offspring are very diverse. So this is really odd thing to say. So the infinite spirit intends to produce uniformly perfect seraphim. Well, you think if the universe and infinite spirit intended to do something, that would be right.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, these offspring are diverse. It does say that seraphim are more than us. They're more uniform than we are, but they tend to get diverse. Okay, that's really an odd thing to think about. This diversity may be a result of the unknown interposition of evolving experiential deity. So that's God the Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
If so, we cannot prove it. See, it's like, why are they saying that? It's like they don't know. They
don't
think
know.
this, but they don't. See, this shows me this was not written by people, isn't it?
Right. Right. Why even say that?
I know.
Right.
That's what I mean. When he, okay, but we cannot prove it. But we do observe that when seraphim have been subjected to educational tests and training discipline, they unfailingly and distinctly classify into the following 7 groups. Okay. 1, the supreme seraphim. 2, superior seraphim. 3, supervisor seraphim. 4, administrator seraphim. 5, planetary helpers. 6, transition ministers. 7, seraphim of the future. Right?
Wow. How do you even come up with these categories?
I don't know. Well, especially when the first 3 mean kind of the same thing, or the first supreme and superior. Well, supervisor and administrator.
Best of the best.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do they decide? Okay, do they decide themselves? Well, I'm going to be a superior one, or do they test and they? But you can test people. It's like putting them in A, B, C, D categories. It's not really. I don't know. See, I don't know how they really do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they fall into these 7 groups. Okay, to say that any one seraphim is inferior to any angel of any other group would hardly be true. Okay, so they're not inferior, right? Nevertheless, every angel is at first service limited to the group of original and inherent classification. My seraphic associate in the preparation of this statement, Menosha, so he's got a name for this guy. So he's who wrote this. Let's see who wrote it. Who wrote number 39? Okay, 39. A Melchizedek. Okay, so Melchizedek has his buddy Menosha, who is the seraphic associate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my seraphic associate in the preparation of this statement, Menosha, is a supreme seraphim and one time functioned only as a supreme seraphim. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
By application and devoted service she has, one by one, achieved all 7 of the seraphic services. Okay? So, having functioned in well nigh every avenue of activity open to a seraphim, and now holds the commission of Associate Chief of Seraphim on Urantia. Okay, so dumb thing occurred to me. This is a female angel. Well, I think they designate angels as female just generally. This is her name is Menosha. Okay, human beings sometimes find it hard to understand that a created capacity for higher level ministry does not necessarily imply ability to function on relatively lower service levels. Right. Okay. So, right. Man begins life as a helpless infant. Hence, every mortal attainment must embrace all experiential prerequisites. Seraphim have no such pre-adult life, no childhood. They are, however, experiential creatures, and by experience and through additional education, they can augment their divine and inherent endowment of ability by the experiential acquirement of functional skill in one or more of the seraphic services. Okay, You can finish this up, dear.
After being commissioned, seraphim are assigned to the reserves of their inherent group. Those of planetary and administrator status often serve for long periods as originally classified, but the higher the inherent function level, the more persistently do the angelic ministers seek assignment to the lower orders of universe service. Especially do they desire assignment to the reserves of the planetary helpers, and if successful, they enroll in the celestial schools attached to the headquarters of the planetary prince of some evolutionary world. Here they begin the study of the languages, history, and local habits of the races of mankind. Seraphim must acquire knowledge and gain experience much as do human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They are not far removed from you in certain personality attributes, and they all crave to start at the bottom on the lowest possible level of ministry. Thus may they hope to achieve the higher possible level of experiential destiny.
Okay. They want to start at the bottom so they can go further up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. You gain an experiential.
Because you gain more experience that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to be said by having this range that we have of experience.
Right.
Right. And we always think, oh, we're so lowly, we're so pathetic, but that's important. It's important because it means that we have higher potentials. Because we start at the bottom, there's a higher there's more experience, there's a what I'm trying to say, higher potential gradient or something. Right?
Well, and that's how it works here. You begin at a beginner level, and as you become more proficient or capable, you rise in responsibility.
Right. Okay. But I mean when because we're mortal, like starting here, like we complain or say, like, why does God make us so pathetic and weave all this pain into our lives and stuff? It's because so that we have higher potential for growth, or because we're agandanters and we're from this really dysfunctional planet family here. We have this higher potential of understanding that dysfunction and have a higher potential for service. See what I mean? It's like, like your alcoholic who's been more down and out, and you have a higher potential for spiritual development. It's like a rubber band here. When you have a rubber band, when you spread it far apart, it's going to shoot further than when you only spread it a little bit of ways. Okay, that's enough. I'll stop. Okay, so we have to go. Okay, thank you for being with us. Okay.
Have a great Monday.
Have a great Monday. Okay, bye.